Excellent. All right, so that brings one genius to our to here. Here's another one. She's a diviner though, so that's even less likely that she'll want to come. But we'll try. Oh, also she's married. Oh, she's just or not just. Oh, okay, no, she's too distant for us to interact with. Okay, here's another one. This one is probably also too distant for us to interact with. Hmm. And this might seem silly. Oh yeah, she's going to be too far away too. Um, this one might not be. Probably. Oh, there we go. This might seem silly on its face, but it's actually a really good idea. Um, because you want um, you want people in your court who are not of your dynasty, who have inheritable traits, so that when they have children who do have inheritable traits, if they're not part of your dynasty, then what can happen is that they will um, you can then marry off your kids who have the inheritable traits in their bloodline, and keep and increase the amount of that trait. And genius is a trait you definitely want in your bloodline. Okay, so that won't work. How about this guy? No. How about this guy? Same guy. How about this guy? No. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, all right. So that's never gonna happen. Um, all right. Here's another one. Probably same deal. Too far away. Uh, yeah. So I mean, this is a long-term game, and we're talking about a game that takes you know, to play one game, we're talking 30, 40 hours of time here. So it's a good idea to pay attention to um, the kinds of things. This here's quick, so this is also another one that we like. Awesome. Okay. Um, but if we're talking, it's going to be 10, 11 generations of people to kind of set up the no, too far away. To set up the conditions for your bloodline to carry on the most, because you're really not playing a character per se. I mean, you are in that you have a character, but what you're really playing is you're playing the dynasty. You're playing the long game here. That's why things take um, a year or more to build. Why this game is not turn-based. I guess technically it is turn-based. Okay, yeah, she's a negative 100. That is crazy. And she's probably too far away because she's in India. Um, but yeah, so it's advantageous for you to set up the right conditions here. Um, and I'm just scanning through here. One way you can look is to see if all of these are above a 5. There's a chance that there will be a genius here. And I'm just going to scan really fast here um, for more. And believe me, we're going to get to ossuary in a minute. And I'm just going to let this... Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, one person said no. That's okay. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Excellent. That really sucks. So basically, someone let out, one of my co-conspirators let out that I am trying to kill Olav. And so Olav's opinion of me is going to go down. I don't know whether or not his father's opinion is going to go down. That's the one that really matters. Okay, so you're past here, and I'm just going to quickly scan through the rest of this. It's unlikely that I'm going to find any more here, but you never know. Also, this will tell. Oh, there's one. This will tell you just. Oh, and she's an ossuary already. Okay. This will tell you how ridiculously complex and huge this game is. In that, I've been scanning through this for the last 5 minutes or so, and only that far down. Okay. Excellent. Okay. She wasn't also ambitious, was she? No. Okay. I thought I saw that. This one's probably too far away. Yikes, I've never seen that one before. What is that red skull? Oh, he was murdered. Okay. That's probably a new from the update. I don't remember ever seeing that red skull before on someone. Da-da-da. And once we get down to the learning of 5, then we know that that's about as far as we want to go. Here's someone who's strong, but they're too far away. She's probably too far away too. The too far away to interact thing has got to be new, because I remember that I would marry people off to the other side of the map all the time. Alright, so we can marry into her. That's another quick here. She's 20. Let's see if we can do it. Nope. Must not marry an infidel. Okay, that's fine. We have gotten a few of them now so far, so far so good. Okay, so I'm going to stop this because this is boring and not producing a whole lot of results. Let's just move on to waiting for the ossuary. There we go, okay. Because I don't think we can declare war. No, we don't have any valid reasons to go to war. We could offer vassalization to him, which he's not going to take. Yeah. I don't think anyone's going to take that until we have control over most of the island. People are just not going to take that offer, and why should they really? So we have a daughter. Okay. What we should do first day of having a daughter is go to her page and try to arrange a betrothal, and try. Okay, so there's two schools of thought here with the daughter. We could try to get a matrilineal marriage, so therefore all of her children stay in our dynasty, which is probably honestly a good idea. Or we could try to find someone who will give us the best alliance and marry her off that way. Because of the bloodline and because of the relatively small chance that or not relatively small chance, so the relatively decent chance that my son might die before I have another son. I'm gonna try to have her matrilineally marry, so that if my son does perish and I have no other children, that she can then be the ruler. So again, we're going to be looking for um, people who are underage. So we're going to sort this by age, who have inheritable traits. So there's one, and there's another. So yeah, it looks like we found one already, which is going to be this this one that's quick. And it's matrilineal, and we're going to get an alliance with Leon. She's going to lose 100 prestige, but that's not a problem because if she becomes a ruler, she's going to make that up very fast. So yeah, so that is going to be matrilineal marriage. She's less than a month old. Um, well, betrothal. She's not actually going to be married. So it's also worth keeping an eye on this character, um, just so we can check on him every now and then to see how his development is progressing. And also so we can see if, for example, he starts developing traits that won't match hers, or if he suddenly becomes um, chaste or celibate or something like that, that we don't get stuck with someone who won't further our bloodline. Okay, yeah, so we our first building is finished. Um, and that increased the amount of people in our levy. So now it's 1493, which is pretty nice. And now we wait for more money to roll in. And I think the next thing that we're going to increase is probably going to be the barracks, which will give us another 65 guys. But we could also do the stables, which will give us another 55 cavalry. Or we could go with Castletown. That might be the best bet. If basically, we can also go into the town too, and there's I think it's a university. That one is also really good, but that's very expensive. Um, but like City Guild Hall, for example, what's really good about increasing the tax income is that it's an accelerant or a ramp that you can use to increase the amount of income that you're getting, and that means you can build faster, which means that you get technological faster. So it's actually a good idea to go for these first. So this one requires city walls too. So we'll spend the money right now to upgrade our city walls in our city in Limerick. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. And while that's happening, I'm going to take a look at my court's opinion of me. There's a lot of people who don't like me, it seems, but that's okay. And this one is close. Oh man, is it close. Um, and let's see. Oh yeah, we did take the hit here from Ragnvald. The dishonorable is the one that we got for the plot being discovered to assassinate his son. So we're not going to get any troops from him now because of this, which is oh, that's not very good. Okay, awesome. Um, we already gave him a title. Oh no, we didn't. That was in the different game. Okay, so we'll give him cupbearer. and then we'll send him a small gift, which we can do, and that way his opinion of us, despite the fact that we are plotting to kill his son and he knows it, will be up because he's a man who understands. Okay, so they had a daughter, and I believe this is one of the ones with the genius trait. Nope, she did not inherit that. Okay. All right. So again, this is kind of a waiting game to see because we're waiting for this to pop. Oh, something else that we should do because I didn't do this after we took over Desmond is to look to see if any of these become better. So his is 17. He's still the best guy for the job. This is 15. He's still the best guy for the job. 10. Oh, there's someone who is way more suited for it. So we're going to put him there, and he's going to research economy technology. Spy Master's at 11. The guy who this guy here is probably more suited for it by 1. Also, the other thing that he is married to someone we want to have kids, so we're actually going to hire him. We did take a hit with the other guy, but that's okay. And we know that Finn is the top guy there. Okay. So let's keep going here. All right. So, oh, was that our? Wonder if was he the? No, he wasn't. That's a different guy. They look kind of similar, but a different guy. So one of the other things about this is when talking about Ossory and our plans for taking over that county. One of the things we can do is if we go into the county page, we can look up the claimants, and we see that this guy. I just remembered about this. This guy has a claim on Ossory, and we could, if we wanted to, invite him to our court. That's what that thumbs up would do. And then what we can do is we can then declare war on Ossory using his claim. And what would happen is if we took it over, that he would then become our vassal. And I think that that's what we're going to do. We're going to invite him. He's Chancellor of Ossory, so they're going to take a hit too when he goes away. All right, so he is now in our court, and he brought his family with him. Let's just take a gander at his family really fast here. Okay, so nothing crazy. His diplomacy is lower, so now we can actually go into Ossory. And if you look here, now we can declare war because we're going to claim it on his claim. So we can then move our diplomat to another location. But I think first what we're going to do is figure out which location we're going to move to. So Connacht is actually a really good choice because from experience, I know that is actually kind of a big place, and it gives us a de jure claim over Brufen. And it's also kind of strategically important if you look at the size of it versus everything else. It's actually kind of a large place, but there is a river crossing to get to it. So that's going to be hard to get rid of. If we came at it from another place, probably not. So Kildare is another example. We'll have a de jure claim over Kildare once we have Ossory, so it's probably not the best bet. There's Leinster, which is actually another really good opportunity for us, and they are relatively small, but they also are a duchy. They have 2 counties, so the county we have to factor in the county of Dublin as well. So Leinster might be our best bet, actually, now that I think about it, because then we'll have a de jure claim over Dublin. Connacht will have to wait, and we'll go about that in another way. So I think that Leinster is our next best bet here, and then we're going to declare war on Ossory. Let's just make sure our military is ready for this. Oh, it is ready for this. Okay. All right, so let's declare war on Ossory. Pressing his claim. Okay, and we can call in our allies. Um, there's really no penalty for doing that, so it's worth doing. There's really only a penalty for them for not doing it. And let's raise our forces. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to meet up. And then we'll go over, just in case there's any kind of river crossing nonsense. And he is coming to meet us, but he can't in time. So 1555 is what we're going to, or 1515 versus 2261. And we're going to hit him before his morale comes up. So we're going to smash face. This is, okay. But something came up. This is in Armand. They found out a local noble is homosexual. What should he do? Of course, blackmail him, because then we'll be able to use him in our plot. And you can see that we totally just demolish them, and we'll chase after him. And they're moving back. Okay, and now we're at 73%, so we're gonna have to go through one siege here, and we're just gonna let that go. Now that we've blackmailed that guy, though, let's look at our intrigue here while the siege goes on, and you can kind of see this this morale thing on the right here is going down, and that's the one that that we're concerned with. Alright, so someone can be bribed. 8% is not going to help us a whole lot. It will put us over 100, so that is kind of nice. But I think that we're going to... I think we're not going to do that. Okay, yep. Okay. So the siege is almost over. I'm pretty sure that our percentage here will be at 100%, so we'll win this battle. And actually, this is kind of how things are going to play out across Ireland. Is we're going to find people who have claims on different places, and then invite them to our court, and then press their claims. For the most part. Okay, destitute noble from a former enemy court asks for permanent hospitality. Well, we could gain some piety, or we can gain a guy. He might be someone that has really good stats, or an inheritable trait, so it might be worthwhile for us. We'll lose 11 gold, and we'll lose a chance at 15 piety. I think it's worth it. A guy named Tag. This must be the guy. No. Too many guys named Tag. Maybe it's this guy. I think it might be this guy, yeah, because he's wearing a soldier's hat and all of that. So his is 12. Okay, all right. But he is a brilliant strategist. I don't know if that... Ooh, and a siege leader. Okay. So, we can actually make him... that's actually a pretty good character to have. When we... something I forgot to do on this, this army, is add a character to it. By default, it's just us. So, we're the one that's adding the military might on here. Which isn't really helping us a whole lot, but Let's see, that guy died of great pox. Relatively unimportant. Okay. Let's clear out some of these messages here. So, died of... Okay. Okay. Oh, we already know this. Yep. Is she one of the ones with the genius? Oh, yeah, she is. Oh, that stinks. Okay. So her husband, we should marry off again if we can find someone. Uh, mm, this one could work, but there's a zealous versus cynical. And that's a huge negative. But they do have a couple of traits that are similar, so we'll just go with this one, just for. And he's gonna like us a lot from that. Nice. So it looks like our plan is about to take shape. We're going to take a shot at Rogvald's son and see if we can assassinate him. That will remove all the heirs from his bloodline, so that we would take over Armand in his death. We're going to approve that plan. And we won siege. And actually, I'm going to change the message details so that that actually pauses the game. Because that's really annoying when you're looking at this and you're like, oh, a month has passed. So we gained 14 gold. We lost 170 people. But that's okay. So we are going to accept his offer. He loses 100 prestige, and our guy that we brought in now gains the county for himself. And what we're going to do is we're going to offer him vassalization, which he's going to say no to. Okay. Alright, so that did not work as well as I thought it would. I thought that that would make him one of our vassals, but it did not. All that ended up doing, all that, just, okay. The hunter failed. We'll just have to try again. We're going to disband this unit here, and all I did was just switch it over so that he's actually the Earl now. But he loves us so we can try again to see if he wants to take the vassalization. No, but it's not bad to have a neighbor at 100. That means that they're just gonna really like us. So we're gonna actually let that stay right there, and we're not gonna go to war with him or anything like that. Okay, so let's look here again. It looks like he had another child, which complicates things. But yeah. Okay. So let's let things go for a while and see if our diplomat fabricates a claim against Leinster. Other things that we're kind of paying attention to right now is waiting for the city walls to be built, and also for our any notifications from here. So of course we're going to blackmail and then see if yes, okay, all right. The spy master in Ormond will accept our plot to invite, which will increase it a lot. She must not like that kid. Like a whole lot. Alright, that's good. So now our plot, if you look, is now at 151%. We don't need to add anyone else to it. That's just a good idea. Okay. Yep. So let me pause it. Something else that just came up here. You see this here where it says one children lack a guardian. So children that are over the age of 5 that are in your bloodline, they need to be given a guardian. And what that does is you go through and get a lot of events for educating the child, and all these attributes that get added in generally come from childhood. So because this person is our heir, also the guardianship, uh, the person's guardian also plays into their ethnicity and their religion. So if, for example, we had a Jewish courtier who was Greek, who was in our court, we could have them educate our child, and there's a chance that our child will embrace the Jewish faith, and that they could change from Irish to Greek, even though both their parents are Irish. And that's just the way this game works. Ideally, if you for your immediate children, you want to be the educator for them. No, that is definitely not what I want to do. But you can, if you do have someone else be that person's guardian, be one of your children's guardian, you get a nice little opinion bonus from it. Okay, so my son is being tutored by me, which will give us a bunch of events you'll see. And let's look again. Actually, we want to look sooner than this, but we'll look again to see if there's any inheritable traits that we want to potentially betroth him with. And again, the way I'm going to do that is I'll search by High Marshal. And just scroll down and see if there are any genius out there. It doesn't look like there are. There's this one Quick, which is not bad. We'll take it. She is 3 years old, so he'll be 19 when she comes of age. This will work. And we get a one counts alliance. Nice. Okay, that's fine. And he's going to lose 100 prestige, but that's okay, because he'll gain that back. Okay. Alright, he accepted that betrothal request. And here's the first one. It says, my son hardly eats anything for fear of turning fat. So there are 3 options here, and you can look at the different options here. Like one of them, we lose 5 prestige. He gains 1 stewardship, and he gains temperate, and his opinion of us goes up by 10. There's another one that we gain 5 piety, but there's a 10% chance that he'll get gluttonous. There's also another one here that there's a 50% chance that he will gain gluttonous. There's a 40% chance that he'll lose temperate, and there's a 10% chance that nothing will happen. Currently, he has temperate already. So giving him the 1 stewardship is actually a really good option here. He already has the trait, so that's no big deal. And his increase goes up. And all we do is we take a 5 prestige hit. That is much better than him potentially getting the gluttonous trait and us gaining 5 piety, because this will pay off over time. Okay, and you can see that his stats are increasing as we go. Okay. Another year down. Okay, so I have lost Lustful, which will increase my piety gain, and since I already have children, That's the main reason I took Lustful in the first place. I have two of them already, so I'm okay with this. Not that I have much choice in the matter. Oh, so I was going to look at him. He's now 4. Um, he's looking like he's nice and strong. His stats are really great. So he's turning out good. Okay. Uh, all right. So I think now might be a good time to end the first episode. And we can, or this episode, and when we come back, we'll continue to kind of like push to gain more ground here, and also to improve our son, and make sure that he grows up to be as great of a ruler as our Patrick here. All right, so with that, I will say goodbye, and thanks for watching.